I extend my personal greetings now to the members of both of our historic congregations, my own Hollywood Temple Bethel and Congregation Beth Israel, under the auspices of Cantor Stephen Walfish and rabbinical scholar Michael Jacoby. We thank the community of the Congregation Beth Israel for sharing this space with us this year. We are both historic, as Beth Israel can lay claim to being the oldest continuously running Orthodox founded synagogue in Los Angeles, where Bethel has the distinction of being the first synagogue to open its doors to the new film industry of Hollywood a century ago. A first with a first. And now, an opening thought for our year of 5785. According to an ancient tradition, it is on this day, Rosh Hashanah, that God created humanity and in so doing completed the action of creation. Do you imagine that it was an easy thing to create the first Adam? Our tradition tells us that heaven itself was split on whether this was the best or worst act of all creation. Thus it is said, when God was about to create the first man, the angels in heaven immediately began to argue. They are split. One party demands don't do it, and the other demands do it. Psalm said, loving kindness and truth came together, justice and peace, nashaku. The Hebrew says, usually translated as they kissed, but the rabbis say no, they collided. Do not read it kissed, but collided. Loving kindness said, create him, for he'll be a kind and loving being. And then truth said, don't create him, for he will be all lies. Justice said, create him, for he'll do justice. Then peace said, don't create him, for he is only strife and contention. So what did God do? He threw truth to the ground. But the angels continued their quarrel and debate until God just went ahead and created Adam. What a controversial creature we are, that the angels in heaven themselves must quarrel, and the truth, God's crown, is thrown to the ground, and peace held out no hope for us. This night on Rosh Hashanah, some 5,785 years later, give or take a few billion, who counts? On this season of Rosh Hashanah, we hope to put aside that ancient celestial quarrel. We hope to find some peace, shalom. We seek just that trait which was so opposed to mankind, because mankind would be a creature of strife and contention. Perhaps as we proceed through this season, in our thoughts and in our actions, we shall succeed in convincing the angels that we human beings, man and woman, are not all contention and strife, that God did not struggle in vain, that we truly are worthy of this great and magnificent earth on which we live. Shalom reigns as the paramount value in Judaism, perhaps because it is so rare a commodity among us. The rabbis declared that the world stands on three principles: truth, judgment, and peace. The Talmud adds, where there is justice, then truth has been vindicated and peace prevails. The making of peace is different from all other commands, for of peace it is said, seek peace and pursue it. With other mitzvot, one can wait for the right occasion, but not so for peace. Peace requires that we get up from our seats and go pursue it, seek it actively. For our sages, shalom is a meta value. It's the summit of all values. It is the name of God, the name of Israel, and the name of the Messiah. It is the ultimate purpose of the Torah. As they taught us, all that is written in the Torah was written for the sake of peace. But we know we can't wait for miracles. Jewish law forbids us waiting for miracles. Therefore, our law codes direct us as Jews to work for peaceful relations among all nations, whether on the large scale globally, on the small scale in the neighborhood, between Jew and Gentile, between nation and nation, on the principle of mipnei darkei shalom, for the sake of the paths of peace. We taught that even when war is inevitable, we must first attempt the path of peace. There proves a difficult road to travel. There are foes that truly are sworn to destruction and domination. There are foes that refuse any reasonable arguments, but who glory in self-destruction while seeking to destroy everyone else. There are real dictators who gas their own people, as in Iraq and Syria. There are dictators who starve their own people, as in Sudan and in North Korea. There are world powers that trod over others without a thought, Russia into Ukraine for sure. This past year, we have, to our brothers and sisters in Israel, witnessed it only too painfully. A hatred of Jews in Israel so great that a terrorist organization, after murdering, raping, and pillaging our people, would rather see all of their fellow Gazans dead than to restore the captives and work for peace. We are stuck in that delicate balance, that difficult balance of fighting evil with one hand while opening the hand of peace on the other. A difficult balancing act indeed. God help us. We need all the help we can get. We as Jews also need our own internal peace. We always joke about the one lone Martian with a yarmulke who builds 2 synagogues, mine and the one I'll never set foot in. The joke sadly hides our deepest troubles. I mentioned Jacob, whose 12 sons couldn't get along. We ended up with 400 years of Egyptian slavery. Because the Jews of the land of Israel were split by hatred, we paid with 2,000 years of exile. It is now so painful to see that the enemies of the Jews have succeeded by killing us into turning us one against the other in Israel and also here. We need our peace among ourselves, greatest peace, that even if all Israel worship idols, yet when peace reigns among them, God says, I cannot wield power over them because peace prevails there. We must put aside our quarrels and work hand in hand to survive. So what is the path to take to get to world peace, to peace with our neighbors, to peace among Jews, to peace in the family? So these are our aspirations. We'll find peace among peoples when each of us recognizes the truth that we are all created to attain knowledge of God and knowledge in his ways and apply them in our daily life. And thus Maimonides promised, in that era, there will be neither famine, nor war, nor the jealousy, nor strife. The one preoccupation of the world would be to know the Lord. The oldest words of the Torah to have survived the ravages of time are words found by archaeologists recently, words written nearly 3,000 years ago, inscribed on a leaf of gold. It was the blessing of the priestly Yivarechacha. We use it as a personal blessing on many occasions at weddings or when we bless our children. We use it to end the Amidah prayer every morning. It is a pyramid of blessing, a pyramid of 3, then 5, then 7 words. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his countenance shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord make his countenance turn upon you and give you peace. Indeed, each and every one of us be blessed with peace from God, peace within ourselves, peace with our families, peace in our synagogue, our community, and our world. Amen and Amen. Shana Tova.